Hello, my loves. Hello, hello, hello. Just waiting to see whether anyone is going to come in live for this session. And this is the first of the Express Her sessions within the community. And as we slowly grow this community, it's just beautiful that you're already here in this space. And the reason why I wanted to set up an Express Her space and stage is because there is so much progression that happens for us when we get vocally vulnerable. And as I've been sharing, so on the 22nd, my auspicious day, I launched the Dragon's Eye. And this was a track that was part of the Light Language Summit, and it was part of the branding session, the group branding session that had happened. And the lyrics came through for me, and then Francis and I knew we were going to be writing another song together in 2026, and this was the song, the Dragon's Eye. But because I've birthed a lot of products, and I know that there can be an empty nest syndrome at the end of a product releasing. So for me, it's like the launch her phrase, and it's like what happens after you share your work into the world. And I feel that I kind of got a real kind of speciality of this because as many of you know, like I found it very difficult to be in community. I found it very difficult to find that unity within myself. But now it's kind of flowing through me so beautifully. So this Expresser is a platform for you to come in every month and for you to express. So that could just be putting your hand up and going, Natalie, I just need a minute just to say something. It could be that you have a really big product launch and that you need the space to practice a video like this and pitching her space. It could be that you've written a new poem and who do you tell your poem to? And I know what that feels like. I know I've written like over 30, 40 poems and yeah, I could publish them in a book, but some really what's coming through for me is it's this concept of like live wire. It's the concept of in the moment productivity, in the moment, um, things being shared in the moment because that's when they're most alive. And this is all about capturing the juice. And I feel, there are a lot of dry spaces out there, but this is a wet space. This is a space where we can come together. And as I said, a celebration. And today I want to celebrate with you the release of The Dragon's Eye and celebrating this as well as the opening ceremony of this space. And this space is in coherence with the Power of Us, which is an event space that I've launched. And again, it means the power of us being together, the power of us being in a collective space to share our voice and to hear each other. And it's very, very important for me in the value set is that we are hearing each other, that we are hearing each other without judgment. So we're hearing each other from love, and so this school space is is part of that. It's a community space where we can come. And as I said, the first session is going to be activating her. So that's going to happen on the 2nd of June. And that is going to be a space where we'll just come in together and then we're gonna leave the room and we're going to do whatever we need to do to activate ourselves for the month ahead. And sometimes that could look like a whole kind of writing a thesis to actually going and having a sleep. and uh, and then and then we're going to have the stage to nourish in the middle of the month, and then we're going to have this express her stage. And yeah, so I've been building these structures in the last couple of weeks since going live with the Light Language Summit and the Magnetic Voice. And there's a lot of, you'll hear me talking a lot about the power of the yes and the power of the no. And because I said yes to being part of the Light Language Summit, which is a like backstage, there's the community of maybe 12, 15 of us who are part of the team. And that's kind of catapulted me into setting up the school space and opening this community and yeah, giving people their chance to speak as well and meet other people that have similar interests, writers, artists, soulpreneurs. Um, and then there's the backstage pass as well, which is a Telegram space that I've been creating, which is for the people that are going to come and speak or have spoken on stage at the Power of Us event. And everything just starts to kind of create itself, and that just feels so beautiful once the structures are put in place. So we have somebody here, yay! So as I said, this is the space for expressing her. So this is a space where you can open up the mic and you can come in and you can talk. I will be recording each of the sessions so that they then can go into the community space and so people can watch them. I know there was somebody else that wanted to come in, but they're not able to today. Um, so yeah, this is your chance to come in. Now, there's another thing about obviously setting up the stage so it's comfortable for you. So obviously, it would be amazing for us to be on camera for this call, the Express Her call. But if to begin with, you come in and the first month it doesn't feel comfortable, I really accept that. I just would need to know who you are. And then, yeah, and then if you want to come and share some of your work, I'm happy with that. Um, but yeah, so it's the journey, the vocal voyage journey to amplifying your artistry is one that is unique to each of us, but it flares up within us very, very similar feelings. And then under those feelings are needs. And this is what I'm here for. I'm here to help you to identify, to get past the feeling and to identify the need. So, for example, one thing that comes up very, very often when people are talking about their story, for example, who would want to hear my story? And that's when we're kind of coming from either our victim or our saboteur, or a wounded part. I mean, there are so many parts within our inner world that are there clinging on, for the safety because we've learned to build in that way. We've learned to build these parts of ourselves because they keep us safe in our inner world. Because to speak out is scary, to stay hidden inside. That's why I talk a lot about no more hiding. That staying hidden inside is safer, but it isn't. It becomes suffocating. And I talked about this in the magnetic voice. That I just suffocated myself by getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And obviously, the smaller I became, the smaller my voice became because I see the voice as oh, yeah, she belongs inside of us, but she also has like her own, for me, she has her own identity, and I'm not speaking just as a singer. Um, yeah, I'm speaking as somebody who I'm speaking as a human. I'm speaking as a wounded soul, and I wrote about the wounded souls in Light the Way, and I identify as wounded soul. I identify definitely as fragmented soul, and I gave up parts of myself. I lost my identity. That's why No Longer Lost is the name of the album, because I lost my identity to please others. Um, So yeah, I was talking in my light letter to my community, and if you're not there, please come and join that as well, because then you get notifications and just get to expand the experience of being a part of this community. Um, as looking back at my catalogue, and I was like, oh my God, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to get bold. I'm going to get brave. And yeah, I'm building a catalogue of works, and I have a catalogue of works that's still sitting in my computer as well. Not everything gets out, not everything gets to the light of day, because I think that's normal. I think it's normal, and I know that I'm attracting creators in here, so I'm sure you have identification with that. But when I was looking back, to Light the Way, which started in 2020, to then when the light language started coming through me in 2022, to going into the studio, a story that, I've told many times, but this is part of my legacy. It's part of my odyssey. It's part of you understanding why I come out more and more and more to express myself, to express her, those parts of me, because I respect, I respect the voice within me that had to overcome the hurdles, the barriers, the boundaries, that had to break the walls down. There's a beautiful, beautiful song that Jai Jagdish sings. Um, I'll put it in the community, and and that's the other thing. Like, I've gone off piste a little bit here. I'll come back, but is other women's songs that come to us, their soul songs, their works that come to us at a point, and that song, which I'll share, that came to me, in a really important part of my breaking down. Oh, there's flies flying around there. Um, and yeah, and this is why it's so important to express our art, and this is why I'm opening, as I said, this space here, express her, because as we express her, then we get that chance to get, as I said, into the feeling. So, okay, I'm feeling anxious. I'm going to open up the space in a little while, for the person who's present. But even if you're watching the replay, I'm going to open up some space and some time for you to have that experience, of practicing to unmute and expressing yourself. So I'm anxious. Or what does that anxiety feel like? For me, it feels like a knot inside of my solar plexus. And okay, so has it got a color? Has it, what does it want to say to me? What is it really wanting to say to me? What is that anxiety? And if I close my eyes, so let's close our eyes right now and think about a feeling that's inside of us that we're feeling right now, or just giving yourself this time to feel that feeling. Because of course, when do we get the time? Because life is so busy, but that's fake. That's false identity. Maybe I'm going to get an answer from that part of her, the anxious part, which is, in actual fact, I just want a space to breathe. Can you just give me some time? Can you go and make a cup of tea and sit down and give me some time to breathe? So let's follow that. Let's go into some breathing space. And yeah, I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes as well, and put your hands around your waist, just so that you can feel your ribs. You can feel the apparatus inside that actually allow you to breathe, the lungs. And connect and notice what the texture of the breath is. Is it rapid? Is it slow? And what textures are going on with the breath? Because again, it's giving you feedback. It's giving you a chance to be present with what you're feeling right now. And if it's uncomfortable to close the eyes down, just find a little point where you can look. Mm. And then the next thing for me is always a little sigh, a vocalized sigh. Mm. And it just comes naturally for me. Mm. And let's extend this a little bit more now. Maybe place your hand on your heart and one on your belly. And we're going to extend this into a box breath. So we're going to breathe for 4, hold for 4, out. Then we exhale for 4, and then we're going to hold for 4. So you're going to breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to hold the breath 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and then hold 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 2 more rounds. Inhale with my count. This round 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Giving yourself permission just to take a little bit more space up as you hold. Lengthen the spine. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Keep holding that space within the posture, within your framework. Take up a little bit more of that energetical space. Very good. Well done. And then in the last round, just taking your own time in your own space and pace. And this is really, really important. Let's talk about that next. Taking your own space and own pace within your own space. You might want to hold that for a little bit longer. Exhale, maybe out of the mouth. And now come back. Come back to what you were feeling before that we started connecting into the breath, giving her what she needed. And how's it feeling now? And you can do it on a scale of 1 to 10. And I know it'll be feeling less because we've taken up more space, and we've slowed down the pace. And so it is that to get into a higher frequency, to get into the higher state of being, we have to slow ourselves down. So the lower oscillation, with the, I feel it already with all of you. Like it's like, oh, and it's like, oh my God, that's like, just give myself a break. We've just given ourselves a break. Maybe you want to open your eyes again. Maybe you want to stay in that space. Um, so we use uh, the lower oscillation. We slow ourselves down so that we can invite in the higher frequencies, the higher oscillation. We can connect more and more to these layers and levels of ourselves that are always existing. They always have been, they always will be. So coming back to me announcing about my catalogue, and when I was thinking, oh, how, like on Friday, like sharing the Dragon's Eye, I was sitting in a cafe in Marbella, and I was like, ah, yeah, this is. So always when I'm communicating, which obviously I do often. So on Instagram, I'm communicating in the backstage to the power of us with the speakers that I have already in there, or some of them might be wanting to be sponsors. The edge, the people that are moving their businesses to the edge by being part of that community, to being in the school, to being here, to being present, and being live. As I said at the beginning, I want to create. I'm ready to stand into those juicy spaces now and be present for these vocal voyage sessions, and opening up these spaces for you also to experience that. And when it dropped in, I was like, the catalogue, and I was like, yeah, because it all fits together. It's a puzzle. I always talk about it being a puzzle. So then I relaunched Born to Stand Out because there was somebody else on Spotify called Natalie Farrell. And this is where I really sat again at another antithesis. I was sitting, and I tell you what, I was a little bit like, do I really have to do this? Look at my face change. Like I was like, ah, ugh. Do I really have to change my name? I've set everything up. I'm like, look at the, oh, fuck me. I don't really have to do that. That's a part of me. Like if I kept staying in that part with that voice, with that tone, with, you see how it changes? This is why it's important for us to get on screen as well when we're expressing, and even receiving feedback from the expression, because then we see the mirror in our soul. We see how we take, and oh, you're going to love what's coming up. What I'm starting to create in the frequency codes, which is, that redirect, that, um, yeah, like redirection. And hang on a minute. Rejection is our redirection. And I'm setting up, like, the divine the divine redirection department. Like, this is what this is, because to see ourselves and how we unconsciously respond, and we're in a safe space here to share. We're in a safe space. Then the rejection gets easier, and then we can express ourselves more. So, okay, I got through that. Cosmic Songbird is fully alive and breathing as an artist, and I'm saying now, like, interdependent artist, because I'm not dependent. I'm not independent. That's that interdependent, like. And so she's fully there. She's fully fledged. So I got through that bump, and so I relaunched Born to Stand Out. It actually took me 8 months to relaunch that, because there was some sort of blip in the system, and I'm really, really good at moving through and going back, and I'm a finisher, so I'm really good at getting, okay, there's a blip, let me give it a little bit of a rest, and then we'll get to I'll get back, give that some time again, and get through the blip. Now, I can also use that as an example of us getting through our own blips, like when with all these n- emotions that we're going to be facing here in the Express Her stage. And then we might need to take it to the Nourish Her stage in the next month, or on a replay, and go and nourish her when these feelings are coming up. This is how it's all going to start fitting together, when the community space starts becoming more alive, and there's more people. Well, it doesn't matter how many people are in there, but there's more content in there for you to dip into. And of course, you've got the classroom already. There's things in the classroom there for you to go and explore. Um, yeah, so we have that, the ability to unravel our own pipe, and I always see that pipe as the funnel to source, our own force, for our own bravery, to open up our source funnel. Yeah. And so I thank you for being here today. I thank you so much to coming into this opening ceremony. And, I'm allowing 1 hour for these calls, but of course, little by little, the more people that come in, then we would be taking up that time and the space. Um, so I feel for today, what I'd like to share next is share with you the dragon's eye, and I invite you to be with the dragon's eye in whatever way you need to be. As I said, somebody asked me on Friday evening, how long did it take you to create this? And as it's a co-creation, it took 6 to 8 months from the beginning, where it was born in the Light Language Summit, through the branding, to be launching it last Friday. And also, I'd given a month. So it was already by the 12th of April, and I'd given it a month for the launch phase, so that I could get ready behind the scenes, with promotion, with sitting back and seeing how did I want to express it. Um, and yeah, that's maybe we'll have a launch her session at some point. That will be a workshop in the community. Maybe you'll have questions for me that you're going to start to write in the community as well. Like, I want to write. I'm writing my book, but what do I do here, Natalie? I'm stuck. Or, like, how do I pitch it out to this? What happens? I feel stuck. I feel lost. Like, there's all these questions that come up, and And then sometimes the ideas just go into the, go into the abyss. And this is what I was saying, like in the light letter that I was sending out, you know, that this is where this space is going to be very, very unique. Um, because yeah, you're going to get to meet other artists, soulpreneurs, you're going to make connections. But if we use it wisely, if we come in very willingly, to open up ourselves and our voices. And as I said, the community space is somewhere where you can come in and ask questions as well, or you can share a little bit of your work and ask for feedback, or um, yeah, you can get live on the camera and you can do all sorts of things. It's just beautiful. So yes, as I play the dragons, I do whatever you wish to this song because yeah, it's activating. Let's see whether I can go in and get I think I set it up here. And maybe we're going to want to dance together. If you want to, for those of you that are here live, if you want to open your screen, I just realized you're not going to hear that because my earphones are in. So let me just take those. Oh, here she is. Yay. Let me just take my earphones out. Hello. Put them. Oh no, I've got the case here. Here she is.
I'm in, I think. Am I
Hello.
in?
Yeah.
Yes, hi. How are you
Hello.
doing?
So
I'm
good
so
to see
pleased. Yeah, I'm
you.
so pleased to have joined you today and connected. I love this.
Beautiful to
Thank you
have.
so much.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. So I am gonna. I think you can hear that now.
Flame, light on my skin,
Yay.
it whispered my name.
Love this.
The
Yay.
earth was breathing, the sky was alive, and from the ashes, the flowers arrived. Fire to bloom and bud to start. I am remembering who we are. Through the dragons, I
So anything we
rise.
might want to
Gold
do,
and
might even want to
silver
sing,
in my
might want to move.
eyes. River renewal.
Hey, bringing in the yellow rose. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I don't know where
I am the tone, colors
Maybe
unfold,
closing our eyes to receive it in a different
aquamarine,
way.
violet laughter, crystalline
Hearing the
streets,
different voices, the different
voices
layers,
of
textures.
angels, hum through the air, ancient songs everywhere. Breath becomes light, light becomes sound.
And then maybe
Earth
feeling
may
as we get that
heartbeat,
expansion, the
secret
heart wanting to
and
open, the heart
profound.
chakra.
Through the dragons, I rise, gold and silver in my eyes. River of renewal, sing me home. I am the flame, I am the tone.
And then just inviting everybody now to put
You're
a
not
hand on your body
silence, you're
somewhere.
that
Go
I am,
back to the
eternal,
breathing, the
eternally,
awareness of
the
the
great
breath.
I am. It has always been, it will always be. Infinity gazes
See your inner worlds
through,
moving, see them,
descending
dissect
softly,
them.
the waters gleam. Shira
This
sings
is my inner
the
world. This is the image of
Atlantean
my inner world
dream.
now.
settle in all the energy that's being created.
I am Mother.
Just settle there. And when you're ready, just coming back. Or not, as the case may be.
Oh, the whole body said,
Ah,
yeah, that's great.
yeah. Activating music.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah, that's great. It's fascinating, actually.
Mm. Mm. So, what do you find fascinating about it?
Well, I think it's just the depth of it, really. I think it's just, it does actually, I think learning this kind of new, like this path, I think that, you know, we've been on, and like, it's the journey of it, isn't it? I think, and it's kind of, it's from the remembering is the big thing. Is quite tricky, I think, for me to find that. Uh,
Yeah,
I feel the
yeah.
truth in that.
Mm.
I think it's just
Feeling the
having that
truth.
kind of,
Thank you so much for listening.
yeah, of course. I love what you say
Yeah, and
about the
having the
rejection of doubt.
consistency.
Oh yeah, I think I think finding the courage to share your
Mm.
voice, like you say, Natalie, I think the rejection is our redirection. I think we're so over-consumed by, are we enough? And I think now enough is enough with that,
Yes, yeah.
those sort of
Oh my God. I
beliefs.
shivered all, as you said, I shivered all over. And I know people that are going to watch replay will shiver at that point as well. Like, enough is enough with that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's, really what this Express Her stage is. And we'll keep coming
Some,
back. We'll keep coming back to this because, yeah. Would you like to express yourself today? Would you like to read one of your poems
I
to
don't have
us?
anything sort of really here that I could buy. There was something that I heard somewhere recently, and it was it really captured me. So I was just like, with the anxiety piece, because that's something that we've all obviously, the identity shift, the identity loss, people pleasing, realizing that you aren't who you thought you were or where you were or whatever it is. But someone said, when coming to the anxiety pieces, that you can't rush eternity. And I love, because you're like, you can't rush eternity. And if you kind of reframe your whole experience with that, is that you just, you kind of, it lets you relax into something a lot deeper, which takes away a lot of anxiety in itself, I think, generally.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aiton. Yeah, as soon as you're saying that, I'm like, I feel the pressure go, like because everything, this is what I find so fascinating about everything's a chain reaction. So the anxiety builds the pressure. And so you just said you can't rush eternity.
Yeah,
So that just made me like, okay. And that's part of what I'm reading about at the moment in the Untethered Soul is falling back.
yeah,
We don't know that the whole universe is behind us because we're so focused on what's in front of us. And we've been so
yeah,
focused on building our protective false identity layers. And this is, many, many people will be coming, um, into these spaces. And the power of us spaces to let their walls fall,
yeah,
and the false identities to also fall. So yeah, that really, I really love that eternity. And for
Yeah,
me, I see that as a brushstroke. Like we're part of the painting, you know, because
yeah,
we do come and
absolutely.
we do go as humans, you know. We and eternity is there always. Oh, how beautiful.
I did write something yesterday, which is strange, but it came out of somewhere just, as you're journaling through, and it was like,
Yeah.
I am an eternal student of life, love, and light, and very much look forward to discovering my soul tribe. It's been a
Yeah.
long wait. I'm grateful for having the opportunity to shine my unique light and for being encouraged to search deep for my passion. And that's kind of what I've kind of connected with you, I think.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
love that so much. I love the butterfly on your top. I
Oh, yeah.
love, yeah,
It's actually a warm day
yeah,
today. We've got some lovely weather. But yeah,
yeah.
no, really
And
grateful.
yeah, connecting to your tribe. So that word connecting,
Yeah,
connecting in. And yeah, it's for me, it was a key piece. You know, it was a key piece, like I
yeah,
talked about my catalogue, you know, at the beginning of this call, and um, that writing like the way and saying yes to the Unbound Press, and being published through them, it unlocked a door to a community for me, and I will ever be grateful for that because I had to let go of like the high horse, like the being better than I had to integrate and I had to give in and give up the struggle. I had the struggle inside that I can do everything by myself, and that was one of the key pieces. And so
yeah.
I wouldn't be out without. I don't know how I've been without community. Like now, um,
I think I
yeah,
couldn't believe how long it had been that I've been completely. I felt like drifting out there, just drifting around, not really knowing
mm,
where anyone
mm,
was, or why was I feeling these emotions, and I didn't get it at all. I
mm,
think midlife as well obviously does that on like, oh, yeah, on a different level.
yeah,
I just think the whole thing sort of coming into the realization and sort of then understanding the deeper truth out there that we didn't really understand. And that's the whole point of us being here, is to unravel that
yes,
truth of us. And yeah, I just think it's incredible. But I think
yeah,
I'm
beautiful.
so grateful for that understanding and connecting with
Mm,
all the
yeah,
serendipities. I love that. Just
yeah.
going with
Oh,
the
it's one of my
flow now.
favorite words. Going with the flow, I love that, yeah. And the more you go with the flow, the more you're gonna get your glow.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's absolutely beautiful. So thank you for sharing your voice in here, beautiful lady. It's been
You're
absolutely beautiful
welcome.
to connect with you. And obviously this is being recorded, so it will go into the community. And I just want to open it up for anyone watching the replay if you want to connect. And ask any questions from this session, this conversation that we're having. If you weren't here in real time, then please put the question in and tag me, because that's the point of this, is for it to be in the eternal, the perpetual motion. Yeah, because nothing ends. And so thank you so much. And let me just see
No
how I
problem.
feel to finish this call. Yeah. So as I was saying, yeah, just mute it. As I was saying, that this stage is and use our voices and to feel the difference after we've used the voice. So I'd like, yeah, I'd like you to feel what that difference is now. Like you've spoken into the space today. And so I'm just going to give us all like 30 seconds to a minute to close our eyes and again, feel back into the body and what it was like to receive. If you've just going to receive the conversation between my sister and I, or that you got involved in the conversation, like you might have got involved. So yeah, just sitting back to close our eyes and feel the difference of what it was like to listen to Aiton and I speaking, to her being brave and sharing her perspective on anxiety and eternity, to then me responding that, oh, that feels like the pressure's off now. This is another thing that we're going to really be exploring in here, is when we take the pressure off, we stop performing. And once we stop performing, then we have to meet other aspects of ourselves and take even further masks off. But right now, what is that feeling of receiving this session today? And then I invite you, after the call's finished, to write um, down any words that come up from the experience. And that could also be in the community and coming and sharing. That I create, I know not what I create, but I know I just have to keep creating. And as I said at the beginning, some of our creations may make it out to the world, and others may stay in our computer, and that's okay, because it's all in divine alignment, timing, and harmony. We've got to trust more and more the divine timing, because if we're still trying to push, then we're still in that performance-based framework. That doesn't mean that we don't promote. Promotion is a part of what it is to be an interdependent artist, or business owner. You know, when I say that, I mean we're whoever we are turning up in this space: writer, creator, weaver. Um, yeah. So, and then we want to get ourselves into the space where we're feeling in peace, harmony, as we're creating as well, so that we can yeah, be that clearest, kind of truest expression of ourselves as well. So I thank you all for coming in. If you have any questions, then pop them in the question section of school. If you're wondering what school is, so it is the Power of Us. That's the name of my school, I believe. Hang on a second. Yeah, the Power of Us sessions, and it's called the Power of Us Voice Chamber in school. And it's a join up of $22 per month. And I joined a school about a year ago, a tribe in a school, and I was like, can I cancel at any time? And the answer is yes. I did actually cancel that subscription, and then I went back in because I realized that I still needed it. So this is why I've chosen this platform, because I'm always aware as well of our experience as the user, and what we might want to get something for a month, and we may need to leave for a month. So it definitely allows us to do that. So there's the 3 sessions, and the next session is going to be on the 2nd of June, and that's Activate Her. I think for now that is everything. Yeah, I just put you've got my email, haven't you? I just put it in the chat, just in case anyone needs it. They can see that. If you want to email me, or reach out on Instagram at cosmic songbird _ Mwah. Big hugs. You want to unmute and come and say bye bye? Mhm.
I'm not technically gifted, unfortunately. Did manage it.
Yeah, that's something that I learned. Yeah, I
Thank
just learned little
you.
by little. Yeah. Oh,
Thank you so much. It's so lovely to spend time with you.
yay. Beautiful. I will see you very soon. We'll catch up.
Yeah, take care. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, lovely. Bye.
Much love. Bye bye.
Bye.
Mhm.
I can't turn it off. I don't even know. That's why.